So let's launch our app. First of all, we're going to go into this environment. I'm going to launch another one because I always like to launch another one. So from here, I'm going to do what cd into my Stevie app. Let me see if it's active. Okay, it's still there. That's the first one. So to cd into the Stevie app, so here we go. So instead of me doing it step by step, since I know where I'm going, I'm just going to try and do you understand this? So then I'm in the scripts folder now. I'll activate my virtual environment. So remember, the virtual environment is your server. Like this computer now, you want to use an app in this computer. So you have to put the computer on. So we're doing that virtually by activating this virtual environment. Everything you have in this virtual environment is only existing in this computer, this system I want to start. So now my computer is on, my server is on. Now I want to launch my Django app now. So I'm going to go into my back to the main spot. I'm going to dir because now I want to go into my Stevie app folder. So I'm going to cd Stevie app. Since I still have the name, I can just do this. So cd Stevie app. So now I'm in there. We can now launch the application. Okay. So to launch the app, all we need to do is now you notice that here you have a file called python-manage.py. I already wrote a script that I will just type it. It will just run everything. So if you're interested in that script, it looks like this. First, let me start Explorer. So the script simply looks like this. If you're interested in using things like that, it makes it faster. So this one I'm typing, it's not necessary. So it looks like this. So it's Stevie app. So you have start.bat. That's what it looks like. Wow, I've already launched it. Sorry. Let me open it in edit. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. So the first line waits for 2 seconds and prints starting the server. Then the second line does a run server.bat. That's the one that launched python-manage.py. The third one waits for 2 seconds, and then the last line launches the server itself using a browser that I have. So it's launching the server using, and you will notice that it's launching on a port 8879. So that's the distance. So if you so wish to have something like that, you know there's a missing file there. So to create that file, I'm just going to say type no. Then I'm going to say something like this, and then I'm going to say there's a file missing. The file is run server.bat. That's the file. So just to create it, this is just like for someone who wants to run this thing. So what does this do? This command. What would this command do? No. Look at it again. What would this command do? It will create the file. So now that I've created this file, I'm going to put the command inside it. How do I put the command? Echo. python manage.py run server 88, let me see, 8879. So it's run server 8879. So that's it. So how do I view the file? Two ways. I can either check in that other way or check in this way. I didn't teach you this one, but this method allows you to see. So that's the command. So I can either just go into my folder and double click this guy. So this is it running my server. Or, okay, who can guess why that method didn't work? The first method, the double click method, why it didn't work? No, you don't need data to run your server. Alright, let's run the command from here now. I think this place should make it clearer. Let me run it here. So in this environment, I will do start, then the name of the file is start, and then so why didn't it run in that other one? Because that other one I double clicked it, so it didn't run from a virtual server. This one I ran from inside the virtual server, so it opens it up like this. So in case you build your app and you want to sell your app to somebody, like maybe this person, maybe you want to sell the app to a company. You know, you won't go there to be teaching them Python manage.py. The person will simply need to be able to double click on a file and the server will start by itself. I hope you understand. So this is how you automate the process using batch files on a Windows environment. The code is not complete yet because there are two steps are missing here. Who can know the steps? Two steps are missing in this method. Two steps are missing. You remember that if you come here, so for your product to work on a third-party system, do you understand? All you have to do is send the file, the zip file, to the person. The person extracts it into the C drive. You can even extract it on the desktop. Okay, but it is a folder, and so all you have to do is write the shortcuts to the desktop. So when it's extracting, once you run it the first time, to write the shortcuts to the desktop, and the person will just double click the shortcut and the shortcut will launch the application. The person won't see anything other than this black screen, and the server will open and the app will launch by itself. So that's how you bundle your Python. That's one way. There are still some other ways, but you know. So there are two steps missing here. Who can tell me the two steps? Let me show you the run server.bat. The run server.bat is this one. Edit. So this is the run server.bat. Run server.bat is the one that will launch the server. Do you get? Then after this run server.bat, okay, so the one that will activate the script. Do you understand? So when you double click on this BAT file, it should first activate your virtual environment. Okay, then run the rest from there. Do you understand? So in a long shell, at the end of the day, when you are done, your app will actually look like this. This is how your app will look, but this file won't be here. This is where your launch, you have an icon here, like a launch icon will be here. just like other applications that you see that have all their files somewhere, and then they have .exe. You have a .exe, so you have your own .exe here. You can easily generate your own .exe. Your own .exe's job is just to, from where it is, locate the base folder, launch all the batch files, and launch the app. You also have another one that will stop all the batch files and exit the application. So if you want to know more about that, let me know. It's not part of this class, but it's because I realized that you can build applications that customers will need and they may not want to be online. You know, like what we're building is going to be online. So what if your customer is not online? What if your customer is a hotel person? Or what if it's a supermarket? Okay, and maybe your platform works and your platform is going to work on their desktop. It's not that they're going to, so the printing module, ticket printing, they collect card, enter the card details, or they swipe in a POS machine, it pays to them. All those things will not be internet based, it's going to be locally based. So you're going to have to use all these kind of batch files to launch the app and shut down the app. Is it confusing? Is it confusing? This part, this is the first time I will teach this part in class. I've never taught it in video. Let's get back to you. You're the reason we started all that confirmation. So I'm going to close everything and start again. So where did we stop? Where did we stop? And it's because you said you don't know how to launch it. So alright, so from here you do that and then you go like this to the app. Let me see, do I have any command? I don't have any command. So you go to cd correct. So you go to this place, then you go into your, now because I know the structure of my app, I can easily do app env. I can easily do cd scripts, and I can easily do activate. Then okay, let me move this. So this is where we are. Are you here? Everybody here? So I want to move out now. cd dot slash cd dot slash. That's twice. 1 2. So I'm here. So now I want to go into the TV app itself. This one. Are you there? Yeah. So we're going to do. Is everybody else with me? Are we together? So you see the app and then you dir. So I'm going to start python manage.py run server from here. So it's going to be python manage.py run server 8878. You can change, you can use any port you like, but it has to be 4. It has to be 4. So this is starting, so the app has started. Okay, so the second method, now these methods I'm using are unique to me. I just like it this way. So I'll just go to start. If I want to use Chrome, I will say Chrome, and then I would put my link there. If I want to use Brave, I have different browsers, so and all of them have different advantages. It's just from experience. I know what each of them is good at. So like strictly when I want to test my apps, I use either Brave or I use the other guy. Now my app is up. There's one challenge with the app. Every time it launches, it always goes to where? It always goes to this page, right? So first of all, let's configure the link to your own page and then load your own page, and then we'll now correct this error. Are we together? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's open our project folder. Stevie app. Now I'm inside user app. Are we there? user app. That's where your user will log in or log out. Your user registration environment. Are we together? In this user app, the last time we learned about URLs. So the first thing we're going to do in this user environment is that we're simply going to look at this file, the one they call test.py. Are we there together? You don't have a template, right? Just create an empty HTML file. Then go to your static environment, create an empty. Do you know how to type very fast? So go to create a CSS, go to static, create CSS folder, create images folder. Let me pause the recording. Are we there? So part, you're going to type part, bracket open, quotation marks, okay? Home page. Don't worry about that one, just follow this one. Home page. Alright, then you type the other one. Look at the way I typed the other one. Home page. Okay? Then you're going to come up, then you will say name is equal to home page. Then you close this, but don't save the file. Okay, that's done. Don't save this file yet. Now the next thing we're going to do, remember, let me explain what this is going to do. Whenever you type home page in your browser, immediately after your server is going to come to this file and it's going to check which of these strings is home page. When it sees home page, it's now going to move to the next line, the function that is following it, which is home page, and executes that function. Okay, so now we need to create this function. So to create this function, I need you to do something like what you're seeing above here. There's a line there called from the Django.url import part. After that, I want you to write from user app dot view import. So in your own case, it's going to be home page. Import home page. So it's going to be from user.views import space home page. Don't save the file yet. Yes, it's case sensitive because that function is going to be imported. Now we're going to go into open your project folder and let's go into your user app. Inside your user app, there is a file called views.py. So let's open that views.py in Notepad++. Okay. All right. Immediately there is a line there that says from the Django.shortcut import render. On the second line, I want us to put from this line. So let me type it and you just look at what I'm typing. It says that from the Django.http import http response. Looks like this. This is what you're typing. Okay? We're there? That first line. Alright? Have we typed it? Good. Yeah? So, we're going to create that function. The name of the function is home page. To create a function, the first thing you need to do is define def. Okay? Define home page. No, don't write the user welcome. Just home page. Alright. Then you have to do this every Django, every function in Python has brackets, but in Django it's compulsory to put request. In a normal Python function you don't need request, but in this Django app, in this location here, it's important to put request, because all these functions are dealing with something that is coming from a browser and is kept inside a special session, a variable called request. This variable is available in all your application, so you must catch it and extract what you need from it. Alright, so we're going to put requests like this. At this level we're not doing much. Don't forget your indentation, so you won't have indentation error. So what you're going to type here is return, okay? Return HTTP response, okay? And then you're going to do something like this. This is the first thing we're going to do, welcome. And to show you that you can actually format it, so you can use the formatting tag H3. You can use formatting tag there, H3. Okay. Are we there? Oh, praise God. Alright, no problem. Let's move on. So good. Are we through with this line? So what we need to do is save. Once you click on save, this page is saved. Next, we're going to now go to this place, and then we're going to click on save also. Always check your server to be sure there's no error. So when I said save, it ran all these things here. Alright, have you saved? So let's go, let me refresh. Of course nothing has happened except the only thing I want you to see is this. So when you go to your home page and you when you go to that page and you refresh, you should see this. You should see this. You should see this home page. Name is equal to home page. In your browser. When you refresh, you should see this. This has the effect of letting you know the links that are valid in your application. This page. But this is not, that's what this information means. It shows you all the active links. If it doesn't see, for example, when I refresh, you notice that this place is empty. Every time I refresh, I'm passing an empty string to the Django. And because I'm passing an empty string to the Django doesn't have a definition in the URL for an empty string. So it's letting me know these are the only strings that are available. Okay? That any one of these is valid. That the empty string I'm passing is not valid. Yeah. How do you get to? There's an error in your. Alright. Alright, hold on. Did you guys create a user app?
Yes.
What's the name of your user app? What did you name it? Are you sure? Let's check. Hold on. Hold on. First of all, the first int. Okay, you can read the error. Right? What's the error?
From user app.view.
Yes.
Homepage. Model not found error.
Good. What error did you get?
Say cannot import name user welcome from user app.
User welcome. Okay. Your module is what?
User app.view. No module name.
Named what? There's a name.
User app.view.
Yeah. You are trying to import something from that view. The name should be there. Home page. Great. What's your error? Oh, HTTP response. Alright, so the reason you are getting that error is, did you save the views?
Yes, sir.
Is there a function there called home page? Is there a function in that views called home page? There's no function there. Yeah. Alright. Well, do you have any function there called views? This is my, look at my own. This is my views. Okay? So in my views, there's a function called home page. Can you see? In this views.py, there's a function called home page. You have this. Alright, so did you save this page? You saved? Are you sure? Did you look at it that you saved? Alright, the next thing you need to do is to check this URLs file. Now let's pay attention to what I'm doing. See, it says that from user app. What's the name of your own app? Is it user app? Is it USERAPP dot?
Exactly what you wrote.
No, not what I wrote. Do you have that? Import home page.
Yes.
Check the home, HOMPAGE. Look at the caps. So this home page, is that what is here?
Yes, that was
Alright, let's see. Okay. Home page, user app views. User app. Okay, let me investigate. From user app views. Oh, alright. Who else added this to his own? Remove it. You don't have it, so you don't have this in your app.
okay, so should we remove the user?
Yes, you remove this user welcome. You don't have it.
Okay.
So it's not going to see it. It's
I
only,
leave the home page.
yeah, this is what you have. Eh? This is the only thing you have. You don't have this one. This is a function that I created in the last class. Then you see. Who else is having error? Here. Let me see. Home page, user app views.py. See. Check. Yes, views.py. So there it is.
This is working now.
What?
We don't
No, you don't need to do the video. Just yeah.
Yes, sir. So I've done it.
So refresh your browser.
And sir, when it's up, sir, from the import user
My voice. This line. You don't have this line, so there's no point using it. Okay?
So there's if we send an empty string to the
Yeah, I'm coming there. I'm coming. That's where we're coming. But I just need you to see the way it works. So if we now came into the browser, this browser, and we put a slash at the back of this line like this, and then we type home page, and you press enter, what do you have? Good. So you see the way the Django works. See the way it works? It takes this string that you put and goes into the URL page, interpret the URL, and then go straight into your function, and it is that function that it will render. The second thing we can quickly look at is it's possible to have a variable here and use. Okay, you can use variables here. Now, that is the basic way of running the Django through your browser. Send a request and receive. Yeah, I'm coming there. The second thing we're going to see, look at this request. So this request, you can put a comma here. All right, don't let's use this one. Let's use another one. Let's call it custom link. So what you are going to do, okay? What you are going to, should we open the door? Please help us open the door before someone collapses in class. Alright, to duplicate this function, you can just copy it instead of having to type it again and paste it. So I'm going to call this custom link. We just call it custom, like this, custom, C-U-S-T-O-M, custom. Now this custom is going to take two things. It's going to take a string called name, a variable called name, can be anything. That's what it's going to take. So once it does that, I want us to say that name is equal to n like this, and then we're going to print it out by saying welcome Mr. or Mrs. anyone, and then space, comma, and then you put the end there. Alright, so welcome, so you see the name. Okay. Alright, so next thing we can do, okay, next thing we can do, we will now proceed to this section of URLs. I want you to pay second attention to what I'm about to do. So what is the name of our link? Custom, right? The function is custom, so we bring custom here, right? And then
we don't have to be writing from.
no. Since it's coming from the same view, then we copy this and duplicate just to avoid excess typing, and then we'll call the function as custom. CUSTOM. That's the first thing, and then you just call it custom here, short caps custom. Now, in the area of the link, I need you to pay attention to what I'm about to do. Okay, please watch. In the area of the link, all right, I'm going to write user bracket slash. I'm going to do something like this, and then I'm going to say str like this. All right, what that does is to tell the URL processing parameters that a string is going to follow that user. It's going to say that a string is going to follow the user. That's what that configuration means. So if you look at it, I have str colon name. Okay, so indirectly saying that a string is going to follow the user information. Okay, are we there? Are we there? So the first thing we're going to save is the views. So let's save the views. Sorry, I've saved. Have we saved? The second thing now is we save the URLs. So all things being equal, server is still running. So remember the structure of the link, right? User slash something. Are we together? User slash something. So when you go into this link and you put user here, USER, it's going to tell you that let me see, the current part user, okay, didn't match any of these predefined links. Now please look at what I'm doing. I'm going to pass /Steven. Okay, press enter. So you see that that error disappears. Why did that happen? Because the link that we define is expecting a parameter from us. If we go into this page, you will see that something was printed here. Welcome, Mr. Steven. You see that that variable was passed into that function by the URL. Do we understand? No. Okay. Let's go over it step by step. Let me analyze it for you. Let's copy this and bring it out from here. Copy. And let's bring it to a bigger screen. Let's put it let's just put it, wow, yeah, let's put it here, Control V. So let me make it bigger and then put it on red so we can know it's important. Okay people, let's do the analysis. So number one, okay, when you have a normal link, like for example home page that we created, when we put home page in the URL, what happened? What was the first thing that happened? When you put home page in the URL, it went where? It went to welcome. So let's follow that process. The first place that the home page went to was the URLs page, where the Django checked all the predefined strings in the path functions. He looked at all the path functions and checked for all the strings there. And when he found home page, or he found that home page string, he now looked at the next function and then executed it, right? Good. In this, that's what happened in this line, this type of construction. But in this type of construction, something is different. There is a bracket something here that says str:name. What this section is saying is that the Django should not only expect user, there is supposed to be something attached to the user. Yeah. Alright, good. Listen, did you hear the question? He's asking what this name is doing, this name. So, when you write something like this, so let's first understand what this means to the URL. This means that when you type user, there will be a slash, and then there will be something here. A string, that's the meaning of this str. So anytime you type user, slash, you're expecting a string. It can be any string, as long as it's a string. If you put number, it will give you an error. Are we there? Are we together? Are we together? Okay. So now that we understand that there must be a string at the back of this slash, let's go to the next side. That means the function that will interpret this string. Let's go and look at it. So when we look at the function, what we discovered is that the function has a request, which I told you is a normal thing. Every function inside of the Django will have a request. But there is now one thing here called name. Can we see what's there? Name. So what happens? When you pass user slash name through the URL, when it gets to this function, whatever you pass will be passed into this name. That's why we specify name in that column. That name is tallying to this name. That means whatever string you pass should be identified with the variable name. So it will be passed automatically into name. And then we can use name and process it as we want in our function. Yeah. Yeah. You have a question? You have a question? No, but do we understand the process first? So let's understand the process. So the process says that when you configure a link and the link is user or whatever it is, it can be rider, it can be customer who is traveling, it can be student, it can be customer who is buying shirt. Are we seeing what it can be? Okay, and it can be type of Bitcoin that you are buying. So any string that you pass, it goes into the process that is captured here. You have error. Wait. So now that we have seen that part, okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to let me see. Let me put comma n. Let's see what happens if I put a number there. A number. If I put a number in that URL, what happens? So instead of Steven, let me put 1,500. Normally when the Django is doing something like this, it means there's error. So to push it out, to just type Control C once. Alright. So what do we have? I didn't see any print statement. Let me refresh. Okay, so welcome Mr. 1005. Okay. So that's that.
The custom is not defined.
Yeah,
The custom is not defined.
custom is not defined. So why is custom not defined?
Because of the part.
No. What does it mean when you say custom is not defined? The function, that function doesn't exist. Either you created and you didn't save the page.
Because mine is saying
All the advice.
Yeah, I'm going around.
So why is your confusion?
Because of that, this.
Okay, change. So why is he showing this welcome in header 3 instead of just welcome?
Don't worry, let me show you why. Because I made there's something in that my code that is stopping it from working. Don't worry, it's working now. So, there.
Why is it
Because I did something like this. Because I did this. So it's not understanding this, what is here, it doesn't understand this. That's one. HiitPlc protocol response from the server using HTTP protocols. So it's different from me saying I want to render, I can render all the HTML page I want in that same response. It's just for the customization needs that we'll be using templates. So now that we understand these two, any questions? So can we do one exercise before I move on? I want to be sure you actually understand this. So I want you to create two links. Okay? Create two links. The first link is contact us, and the second link is services. Now here is the gist. The contact us is going to return welcome to contact us page, while the services is not going to services is going to take a service like that service is going to take is related to your project. Like in your project, you are doing rider something. So you want to assign a rider called daily. So your services is going to be services slash assign slash daily, and your response will be daily. So your response is going to be based on the value that was passed. Daily was assigned. In your own case, it's reservation platform. So it's going to be your URL will be reservation slash the name of the customer slash the destination the person is going to. Are you seeing it? So it's reservation slash the name of the customer. The response we are going to see is customer so is reserved for this flight. Yours is purchase, customized purchase. User so name, purchased bags. So it's going to be, your link will be purchase or confirmation slash the name of the person slash the item the person purchased. What's your app?
So the link in the contact us return is just welcome to contact.
Yes, you are in the contact us page. What's your own app? So it will be purchase confirmation. So your link will be confirmation slash the name of the person slash the product the person bought. Wait, all of you, wait, oh, those slash is means variable, so you are going to generate the variable, not that you just put slash like that. It's the variable that will go inside it. So if you change those values, your link will automatically change what it gives us.
Contact page. Welcome to contact page.
Yeah, just welcome to contact. That's a direct example. That's why I say forget everything you know about HTML. Just write it like this. You are still thinking as though you are running HTML. Your server is pushing the code to the browser. The browser will do the interpretation.
What I'm just asking that welcome to contact.
Alright, yeah.
Should it show in the browser or
It will show in the browser. So the link will be contact us. Then it will return welcome to contact page. In the browser. Wait, I'm coming. So who else is doing e-commerce platform? How many people? How many? Only 2, 3? Okay, let's quickly look at your own example. So in your own example,
Sorry, so what about me? How will I find my...
I want to attend to each person to show you, but all of you can still look at the board, so you can, I think you should be able to catch some information from what I want to do. So now, the link we want to create is called confirmation, right? And this confirmation link is supposed to print the username and what the user bought. So what's the first thing to do? I need to go into my views and generate a function that's called confirmation. Confirmation. Okay, that's done. Hey, confirmation. Okay, it's going to take how many things? What? In fact, let's say, since I'm doing it for you, let me now increase the tally. It's going to take the person's name, the user ID of the person. It's going to take the item the person purchased and then the cash. Those are 3 things it's going to take. And it's going to have name. Item is I is equal to what? ITEM, and then the last thing is what? Cash. C is equal to cash. It's going to give us a response. The response is going to give us is an HTTP response. It's going to say it's going to print your order confirmation. It's going to say your order Mr. Then it's going to bring the name N, comma, then we have the next thing here will be, don't worry, we're still going to do this again, but not in this method now. Now it's going to say items purchase, items, and then it's going to put the item there, and then amount, and then it's going to, amount, amount, colon. So this is going to print, this is going to print in our server backend. So it's going to items, the item, the amount, UNT. So the amount is going to be the cash, C. So this is what we expect to be printed. Alright, so let's save that views. So remember the items we are receiving are 3. The name, the item, and the cash, right? So we're going to go into the URL and create a link. Okay? And that link is going to be called confirmation. So we're going to say confirmation. I'm just going to say confirm. So it can be shorter. Confirm. Okay? The first thing is the name. So all I have to do is just copy this. Control copy. The second thing is what? Name. What's the second thing? Item, yeah. So that's item, ITEM, and then last but not the least, amount. So the name of the function here is
What is
confirmation.
dash? For the command.
No.
No, you didn't go.
Oh yeah, it's cash.
No.
It's cash. It's cash. It's cash. It's in the printout that we have amount. So it's going to be cash. Wow. Okay, let's put the function confirmation. Okay? And then we'll put confirmation at the top here to control copy.
The services. Or without the confirmation.
No, confirmation for this e-commerce.
Okay.
Confirmation. Control V. So let's save that now. Save. All things being equal, let's check our service. Let me first refresh to be sure there's no error. So most likely, so when your server is rotating like that, just do a Control C. Alright, okay, good. So the user, so instead of user, it's going to be what? Confirm. CONFIRM. So the text that I want printed is, instead of welcome, I'll just say confirmation received. Confirmation. Or processed. Processed. Your confirmation was processed. Your confirmation was processed. Alright, let's now try the link out to see how it works. So the first thing we need there is what? Confirm the string, the name, the item, slash what? Jeans, and then the cash, 5k. The confirmation was processed. Let's go and check our backend. Your order, Mr. Yemi, item jeans, amount 5,000. So from this little example now, can everybody know what to do? And the reservation woman.
On my chest.
So just to make it easier for you, one of the things you can do here, can you see this up? Do you see this place? Instead of writing all the functions in that place, this is a short method of doing it to make it easier. So you won't have to even bother coming here again to do anything. Just push shift star. Remember in command line that star represents what? Wildcard. So you're saying import everything that is there. Then the one that you need, you call it up and use it. Do you understand? Just put star here. Instead of typing all those things, just put star here. So from that view, it's going to bring in everything. So you just use the one you need. And the link is still working. So if I change this to suit, or let's call it native. Somebody is building customized native platform. Shift native. So maybe the native is how much? 25k. Native 25k. So we will still show you, let me see, native, yeah, we'll still show you that. Then here, let me do a Control C. Aha, so it shows, let's refresh. It shows your order, Mr. Yemi, native 25k. So can we all now go ahead and do the classwork?
Well, my kids, I don't know. My kids, what I'm doing.
Yeah, so your app is on, so it's going to be medication, patient, medication, diagnosis.
But we said we just made 2 links.
You've done contact us.
Yeah, I don't contact.
So the second one, you have a patient, right? He has a name and he has a diagnosis and he has a medication. So they diagnose the patient. So what's the diagnosis? Maybe high blood pressure. Do you understand? Then what's the medication? The medication for high blood pressure. Okay, no, don't use high blood pressure, malaria.
What will the link be?
So the link will be
Medication.
consultation or consult or
Shift it.
what do you call it?
Scroll into this other setting.
Wait, I'm coming. Let me just minimize.
So, for the PhD, is it going to take string integer?
Now, after you finish this, I'll give you one more exercise. Yeah. You've done your own. Okay, wait first. Let me see who has not done their own. Which project? Bitcoin. So, client, Bitcoin type, and Bitcoin amount. So it's going to be, your client needs to know, he wants to see the Bitcoin value, right? So it's going to be activity, because the link is going to be activity because it's retrieving information. So it's going to have client name, the type of Bitcoin is with, and the value.
So name.
Medication. Diagnosis and medication. Whose project have I not addressed? I've addressed e-commerce. What's your sales? Yeah, so item, quantity. So item and quantity. Item and quantity. So it's going to be record. The link will be record. So it's going to, when you click on the link for that product, it will show you the available item, and the quantity available. So it's going to print item, the item, and the quantity. Record. So record is the name of your link. The two variables you are receiving is item, the item name, the product itself, the name, and the quantity that is available in the storage. So it's going to be your record was processed. You can think of something, Sha. The what? The views. Alright, for those of you who have done the first one, so here is the $1 million question. Okay? For the e-commerce people, after you finish this one, you now add, because I did this one for you, so you didn't do it by yourself. So you now add one more item, quantity, and you will print the total amount. E-commerce people, you will add one more item called quantity, and you will print the total amount. So in addition to the item, the amount, you will now have the quantity, and then you will now have unit. So the first one is the unit price, 5,000. Now you have quantity. So the quantity will be what? The total amount the person will pay. If I'm buying jeans, 5,000, I'm buying 5. The total amount I'll pay is how much? 5,000 times 5, 25k, right? Am I correct? Yes, now. The e-commerce people. Where are the e-commerce? The e-commerce guys. If I'm buying jeans 5,000 and I bought 5 from your e-commerce, how much are you supposed to deduct from my card? 25,000. So your printout will be the item, the amount, and the quantity bought, and the total money. That's the second one to this one. Is that hard? It's not hard though. Let me show you again. So in this case now, this link, are we there? This link will be updated. It's going to have quantity, and total will be what? Quantity times unit price. So you still create one more variable there. Q is equal to cash times the total quantity. It's easy now. rider. For rider, you update your own. So now we just have the name of the rider and we have the whether it's assigned or not. But now let's include his assignment fee and destination. You understand? So let's assume every kilometer in your rider project, every kilometer is 200 naira. Okay, so let's say every kilometer is 500 naira in your app. This rider is assigned to take a product over 5 kilometers. So every kilometer is 500 naira. Every kilometer is 500 naira. So the rider is assigned to take a product over 3 kilometers. So we want to see the rider's name, the unit price. Now it's taking it over 3 kilometers, so we need to see the total kilometers and then the total amount due that is going to collect. So you have to understand what I'm showing you. Okay? I'm showing you how to interact with your application through the links by using what they call embedded information. So the airline lady, so your customer has chosen Abuja. What type of flight is it? Is it return or is it one way? It's one way. So the amount, no, do for return, but the unit trip will have a price. Lagos to Abuja has a fixed price. Okay. For now, later you see update your app. But for now, let's assume Lagos to Abuja is only business class. So it's going return. How much is it going to pay? And you have a unit price, 32,000. Or let's use 25k. Economy. Is it? Can we do that? Yeah. No, this is a isolated situation, so you don't need all that. What we just need is, we already have the standard. We have 1 kilometer is 500 naira. So what we need to see is that this rider has been booked for a delivery over 3 kilometers. So you're going to say the rider, the status booked, the kilometers, 3 kilometers, total amount. So we're not expecting. They're done. So the $1 million question. Okay? After making consultation, your client needs to make consultation payment. Consultation payment is calculated per hour. Let's assume the consultation.
So let me create an army for payment.
No,
Okay, on the same.
you update it, you can update it. So the total number of hours is 2.5 hours. So your new link is going to embed 2 new parameters. The hourly rate. Okay, you may not need to embed the hourly rate. You may have the hourly rate already in the app. Now, the patient was there for 2.5 hours. So the total number of hours he consulted with the doctor is going to be 2.5 hours. What is the total amount he's going to pay the doctor? The hourly rate is already there, maybe 1,000 naira per hour. And it's there for 2.5 hours. So your app is now going to show us that Mr. So consultation, diagnosis, medication, hourly consulting fee. That's the new value that we'll see there. The hourly consulting fee is, you can give it a maybe H or I or something. Yeah. What did you write? What did you tell it? Oh, what did you tell it? want to echo your values to the
Sorry,
string.
sir. Say it again. You said time.
Look at the board.
The time taken.
So it consulted for 2.5 hours. So 2.5 is going to be added to the string. So we'll call it time.
Yes.
Inside your app, there's a charging algorithm already. It says that every 1 hour is what? 1,000 naira. So it's going to do the calculation for 2.5 hours, which is what? The algorithm, maybe the unit price, unit charging, UC, times whatever is coming in from there. For those of you that want to output your data to the browser, like this is how so you can easily say, the young guy who is having error, look at how so you know this H3, you are going to concatenation, sorry, corrected me. Then you plus, Abi, then you put your value, and then you put your, so your value can come in between here, so you can put maybe if it's n, and then you concatenate it. You understand? You don't understand? Your T is your H is going to be outside. Any challenge? Are you true? I should do it for you to see. What about this? The e-commerce people, have you finished? You have not finished. Okay, so what's the challenge? What do we do here? What do we add to this place? Let's look at it. Q, comma, quantity is Q, and then how do we receive Q from the data end? You say, in fact, let's put quantity here, quantity, and then quantity will be equals to Q, right? Control copy, Control V, and this is what Q is here, is equal to that, right? Now that we have it, what's the total? T is the total. Total is equal to what? T is equal to T what times Q. T times what? Q. So what else? So now that I've shown you that, there's one more thing I've not shown you, but I want you to endeavor to solve it yourself. So what do you do here? Your hello, this is your confirmation was processed, okay? If you want everything in capital letters, so you can close this place, put a plus, and put everything you want there, or you can simply output it in your command line. Anyone is okay. So in your command line, what you will have here is unit amount, okay? Unit amount, and then the total. What's the total? Control copy, Control V, you have total. Total is what? Total is T. Then at least the person needs to know the amount of things they bought. So you have unit amount and then quantity. Just say quantity. Quantity will be Q, and then total. Are we together? Is it okay? Do we understand? Alright, so that's it for the e-commerce guys. This is how you do your own.
Sir, T equals T times Q instead of C.
Oh yeah, thank you. Okay. Wow. But yeah, now it's classwork. Have you done your own? It's not working. Who else is having?
So let's see.
So the URL in your e-commerce people, your URL will be what? You have item, you have name, item, cash, right? Then you have quantity. You will have quantity here now. Yes, because in your app already, this quantity, so cash times quantity is 5. So in this case, you just need to update your own with what? Quantity. That's what you need to put here. So it's going to be string like this, control copy, and then you put the quantity, control V, like this, and this will be what? Quantity. So your app should work now.